Join Chewie and I as we learn about Star Wars 5th Edition. Today I want to keep learning about the Starship to Galaxy's deployments, and the next one on my list is the mechanic. Like all the deployments, you get to pick ventures, but when you go and start looking at their special abilities, these are called techniques. Whereas other deployments use a station that requires power dice, this one uses something called tech dice. Your tech dice seem to go up and down in size as you are basically succeeding and doing better at what you do as an engineer. So you might be starting off with a D4 as your tech die, and then you roll a 4, it jumps up to a D6. You could keep doing that, then you roll a 6, becomes an 8, so on and so on. So you start doing so much better at being able to help everybody out with your techniques. Conversely, they can also go down. So if you roll the 1, you're going to drop down a level. So this really is supposed to represent whether you're doing well, you're figuring out what's going on, or you're getting stumped at what's happening and you're struggling. I thought this mechanic was pretty interesting. I love the idea of your dice growing and shrinking as you go along. A very creative add into the deployments. In terms of the techniques, when you're first getting started, you're only going to have 2. And you might be wondering, well, which ones look good? They all have really good benefits. Depending on what type of balance you have in the rest of your crew, you might have different needs. Personally, I think the one that does shield regeneration is going to be very useful for a lot of situations. The other thing that might be very useful is this power distribution one. I guess this kind of depends on how much people are moving around between different stations and who's using which power. Being able to move that power around between the different stations could be very useful. If you're playing more of a smuggler type of ship and your job is basically to get somewhere fast and get away from people rather than try to dogfight your way through a battle, then the engine tuning one might be one that as a mechanic you want to take. As you level up in a mechanic, you gain special capabilities as you go through. Most of them are essentially you fix stuff better, which is fine. That's what you're supposed to be doing as the mechanic. So it makes sense that you just get better at these patch actions. But I really liked the power rerouting that was added in here. All in all, this is a great supporting type of role where somebody can really come in and play that kind of technical genius who's going to be able to be like the Kaylee on Firefly or Scotty or Geordi from the old Star Treks. It's a great role that you can take, and you could really do a lot of role play, I think, with this particular type of deployment.